everybody, and welcome to another really fantastic episode of Coffee Break. My name is Nir Bashan. I am the author of The Creator Mindset, a McGraw-Hill release, which is a top 100 nonfiction book of all time. But this is not about me. This is about my guest and friend, Hoop Morgan. He wrote a book called Communication Intelligence, and this is a incredibly serious book. On every page, there is a sort of guide and a checklist, and it lets you know where you're at every single point. This is as interactive as books gets. Hoop, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Nira. We're very happy to be here and excited to share some of the communication intelligence benefits.
Hoop, I am excited as well. This book is a powerhouse of a book. Please, Hoop, tell us why the book is so important for people to read, especially today.
One of the things, particularly coming back from COVID, and we're still coming back from that, but even without it, it's important that, first of all, we gain self-awareness. You get that, and then you're going to be in a much better position for situational awareness. The best communicator is the best listener. There's a bit on how to do that best based on who you are as well. So the importance of it today, or frankly, anytime going forward, if you've got an individual, either yourself or someone on the team that may not be communicating as effectively as you know they could, this is going to be a pathway, a gateway for them to, okay, if I do these things, I'm going to start being much more productive. And that's what we hope for, because it always starts with a conversation there. It always starts with a conversation.
So you get people who might say, I've sent an email out, Hoop. I sent 2 emails out. Oh, look, I'm communicating. What do you say to those people?
Well, and certainly that's how they feel, but they've got to remember the person they just sent those 2 emails to is reading it through their own lens. And so when I know who I'm talking to, for example, someone who's very detail-oriented, guess what? I'm going to have the details. Big picture, I'm going to do bullets, not paragraphs.
So a lot of this stuff, Hoop, is really about doing the homework, right? And preparing to be a good communicator. This is something that we all can do, right? I mean, it's just something that we need to learn how. Tell us more about that.
Well, here's the bottom line. Our goal, using the Forte intelligence, the communication intelligence, is to achieve 13 months of productivity in a 12-month period. That's how we measure it. And we get that done, you're looking at what? 12, 15% increase in the bottom line. All of the things have to be managed properly, of course, but the right people communicating in the right way will get that 13 months productivity in a 12-month period. It's that simple. We've been doing this for almost a half century, which I guess explains the Chrome Dome here. But long story short, it's a business tool. It's a business tool.
My guest today, Hoop Morgan, he wrote a book called Communication Intelligence. It is a McGraw-Hill release. He beat me by about 4.5 years of writing. My book took 6 years to write. His a year and a half. So he obviously well versed in what he's doing. Communication Intelligence is the book. The author, Hoop Morgan, is my guest today. Hoop, my last question today is something I ask everybody. It's about creativity and innovation. I've read the book. It is full of great actionable items that help people become more creative and innovative. Will you give us an idea of how this book can help us do that, become more creative?
Absolutely. And I've got to emphasize, and I suspect the same with you, a great team were very instrumental in bringing this to life. But it was, again, the creative piece. When I'm recognizing somebody else's strengths and their gifts, at that point, creativity gets a momentum, a synergy. And now, instead of taking all the air out of the room, we put a lot of oxygen in there, as pure as it can get, and people just begin to, it's a respect and rapport thing, and that's where you really get input. The person who never talks in the creative session is probably the one with the best idea. So, we know to make room for that. to welcome their ideas. So creativity is going to go back to communication intelligence.
My guest today is Hoop Morgan. Communication Intelligence is the book. Go out and get a copy. It is a McGraw-Hill release, and it is a fine, fine, fine work of literature. Hoop, thank you so much for being on the show, and great job with this book. It's so important to get out there into the world.
Nir, thank you so much. I'm excited. I'm have your book on order, so that'll push it over the top. Of course, it's already on top, so I don't know what else I can do, but my library is going to look a whole lot better. I can tell you that.